Hey everybody, Steve-O here from Movies and TVs on the Ball, and welcome to Famous Scenes in Movie History. That's what I'm going to call it, but I want to talk about the Indiana Jones classic scene in Indiana Jones where from Raiders of the Lost Ark, the first one, um, where he goes through the cave, and it's with him and Alfred Molina, who uh, played Doc Ock in Spider-Man 2. He's going through the cave, and as he's going through the cave, he steals the idol, and it's parodied before in a lot of things. I've seen it parodied in The Simpsons. It's been parodied in Rugrats, and it's the famous Boulder scene. And how iconic is this scene? To me, I feel like it really, when I think of Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, I think of this, the boulder, and the fact that he's like, especially the scene where he's running through the boulder, and his hat, he drops his hat, and he grabs his hat before the door shut, and then the other thing I like about it is where he's standing there looking at the idol like this. And he just kind of moves his mouth like that, and then takes the bag of sand and switches it. It's great. I mean, it's so iconic. I think it really. I mean, when people think of Indiana Jones, they think of the boulder. It's been done in at Disney World with like stage spectacular presentations. Um, I like this scene. I think the scene, I kind of want to use these videos to really talk about how, iconic these scenes are, and just sort of what they really represent, and how, you know, and just, this is what action adventure films that George Lucas and Steven Spielberg grew up on. And I think it worked so well that I really feel like, um, the boulder is just so iconic, and I feel like it works really well just because it is a scene that it's a cinematic. It's now lives in cinematic history. I've seen it done in Rugrats where they see a boulder, and it's really um, Dee Dee Pickles pregnant. Um, I've seen it done in I'm trying to think other films it's done, but it's such an iconic scene. I think it works really well. Do you remember anybody who watches this who saw this movie when it came out? Did it blow your mind watching the boulder go down the hill? We saw I think I've seen this a couple of times, but you don't really get the experience until you see it on the big screen. We saw it over at the Tennessee Theater, and just to watch the boulder scene, and then also him just watch the boulder scene was just so cool. And then also watching him go through um, the dart area was pretty cool. But I like the Raiders of the Lost Ark scene. I think it works really well, and it's just one of those scenes that just is now going to be in cinema history. But let me know what your thoughts are on Raiders of the Lost Ark. I feel like it's probably the best one out of the series. I think it's I like the fact that it's called Raiders of the Lost Ark, and recently it's been called Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark. But I think Raiders of the Lost Ark is a classic film, and I think this scene is just so classic. The boulder is so classic. So let me know what your thoughts are down below, and as always, like and subscribe. Peace.